is that we take over the whole responsibility. So sometimes we even have to get the masters ourselves. Funny enough, eBay used to be and still is a big source of originals which we are getting, and then sometimes as a part of the deal we are then resubmitting the masters, updated masters working on current systems to the publisher. So yes, we do the heavy lifting in almost 100% of the cases, and then converting the games to other platforms. Yes, if it's an older game, it's usually vast majority of titles it's on us. So we do all the work, we test them, and that's why we can be responsible for the fact that they are working, and we can offer the warranty. But we really think that that's the only way to do it right, because there's nothing more disappointing than getting a game you were thinking about for quite some time, and then it doesn't work, and yeah.
So this ties into also Captain Knuckle asked about how to get cool extras for some of the games, and that's again eBay frequently. We have
or our talented design team as well.
Or our talented design team. They make a lot of the digital stuff, but we get scans of things. We had Judas, who is kind of our guy in charge of finding obscure stuff, who procured, I believe it was like Portuguese and a Spanish and a German copy of, and I'm going to forget the game now, A Game. Sorry, Judas. And scanned all the manuals, cleaned them all up in Photoshop, got them all put together and ready, and then had them all available for everyone. That kind of thing is, a lot of that is where we dig and find our old stuff. We have in our offices a different room, not here. We have a shelf that's just completely full of, 100 more classic game boxes. And they're only just the more recent ones. We have a storage facility over across the parking lot where we have even more of them, because you've got to put them somewhere eventually. Now that kind of thing is where we can find a lot of these unique goodies that weren't available digitally ever before, because how could you put something available digitally in 1986?
There's a cool one about the pre-order DLC. Let's go for it.
What was it? Oh, wow, okay. From STG83. What's your opinion on pre-order DLCs and other types of exclusive DLC? This is more relevant to you, I think.
Here we come.
It's increasingly common, and the content can sometimes, people are saying it doesn't have the full game anymore, particularly with Day 1 DLC. What do you think about it? Do you think it's bad?
I mean, there are two angles to it. So first of all, what do we think about it as a group? So CD Projekt Red and GOG, we are definitely against it. I believe that whenever people are, especially when they're paying a full price for a game, they should have, the follow-up support, the smaller bits and pieces for free. And whenever there is a meaningful expansion or meaningful piece of content, not ripped out of the game just before releasing it for the sake of making additional dollar, I think then you can ask gamers to pay for it. When it's tiny stuff, it really complicates everything, and that's our stance. So for CD Projekt Red games, you know the deal, you've seen it, I will be not doing things like that. However, having said that, we are not the owner of other people's content, so why should we not offer a good game which has some DLCs like that? If you don't think it's a good deal, frankly speaking, don't buy it. And maybe it's not a bad deal. Maybe this DLC, it's larger and it's more meaningful, and or you're just willing to support the developers. I think really the choice is yours. So it was pretty widely discussed in our forums, and some people are getting super excited about it. And I think it's a pure economical proposition. You want to get better price? Wait, there will be a Game of the Year edition if the game is good enough, and then you can get everything for a lower price. Sure. If you're excited on day one.
I do also think that we may forget that games have had DLC since forever. They just called them expansion packs back in the day.
And here's the difference, my dear EnigmaticT. Of course, expansion packs means, for me, it's bigger, it's more meaningful. I still remember Baldur's Gate.
Sure, that was huge.
No, it was like another game.
It was.
Today, it would be like Baldur's Gate 2. Come on.
But I would, in counter argument, I had the Commodore 64 version of Accolade Presents Test Drive.
Okay.
The game was $70 new, although I did not pay that much for it. And The expansion packs, which was I think 2 cars, was $20 for 2 cars in a game that they already did all the programming for and all the engine.
Well,
and everything.
that's why they are out of business.
Regardless, I don't think that this approach is new.
So it was microtransaction approach on
Macrotransaction.
microtransactions on audio tapes.
But back when the postage was a bear, because that's not so bad now. So yeah, it's not new, but I do think it's
and it's really it's not evil or good. It's just whatever there is, it has certain value or not, and vote for it. Apparently, what makes me wonder about this whole discussion is the number of people going for the how is it called, the season passes for certain games. So they buy a season pass, and sometimes the description is like cool expansion of content number 1, cool expansion of content number 2, and then number 3 coming. Hey, and people are buying it. So apparently there is a market for it. That's why the content creators are doing it. It's as simple. Don't like it, don't buy it.
Alrighty, so from Centuria, hi guys, do you think the GOG community is sometimes a bit too naggy? For some reason, the Steam community seems to put up with everything.
No, it says swallow everything.
I was trying not to go for the vulgarity, but okay, swallow everything. I think passion defines our community, and when you're passionate about something, that's all. You don't get mad at people you don't care about,
I think the recent case with Age of Wonders 3, actually, and the fair prices, or not fair prices.
The good news.
Good news, yeah. I know. Give me crap with that.
Actually, you can say that this is a naggy if someone is writing, I don't know, like 2 full pages of negative feedback, but constructive one. Negative but constructive one. But I think if someone is really willing to do it, they really care. They really care about your service. They maybe they're not sometimes even putting it in a non-emotional way, maybe sometimes just a bit harsh and naggy. But I think this is really good, and the passion is extremely important to us. I mean, we build GOG from passion, and we get that you guys are also passionate about stuff. So
whatever we forget, beat us with the stick.
Yes, beat us with the stick.
No, come on, guys. I mean, when I read some of the posts, and it was hard because it was a couple hundred pages of posts.
I read them all.
I read them all. I'll admit, I read almost all of them, and some of them I saw how much time was put into making a very logical and complex analysis and thorough review of what we have done and possible scenarios of what we could have done. I really said, wow, kudos. I mean, if we have community like that, it's worth to fight for it, and that's what we're doing. Thank you, guys.
I think that passion is what makes our users different. I think that means that, sure, they might be more prone to say, hey, I'm not cool with that, but that's important for us to hear. From Ravelo on the Twitch stream, what do you guys eat at GOG, and why is it Bigos? Which I think is a good pair of questions to ask, because, of course, the only food you have in Poland is Bigos and potatoes, right? No?
I'm a vegetarian, I don't eat Bigos.
Yes, we have a vegetarian here, actually. So we all stayed
This is with meat.
Yes. We all stayed late because we're answering your questions, though we eat Indian food today, but we have a cafeteria, and I don't know, there's a burger place nearby, and there's a kebab place nearby, and whatever all around. He doesn't eat most of that.
And there is a vegetarian cafeteria at the office. Guess why it's vegetarian?
Well, guess why you have a vegetarian office? I can't imagine that. So what else do we have here? What's your favorite game ever? Can you even answer that? I'm not sure I can.
That'll be boring. That'll be boring, but Fallout 1, Fallout 2. Sorry.
That's 2 games though. Pick one.
Okay, I prefer Fallout 2.
Fallout 2? Really?
Yes.
How about you, Destro? Can you name a best?
I'm leaning towards Outcast, because this game was just, back in the day, it looked so amazing and new and futuristic. I mean, it was this really crazy Vexel or whatever it was called.
Voxel.
It was Excel.
It was excellent.
It was
that's what it was.
And for TheEnigmaticT, it's easy as Little Mermaid.
3.
Yeah, that's why he's bringing all this kitty.
Life's always better. Down when it's wetter. Yes, there we go. What do we have here? What do you think about massive sales? This is actually an interesting business question. The sales seem to go deeper and deeper. Is there a big battle for the money? Is this a problem?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough to answer because again, a lot of the sales is requested. So again, the content owners, they want to drive revenue. Part of the sales is initiated obviously by us, but you always think there is if we can get a good reason, and ideally like my favorite, the Insomnia sale. I mean, we can put some cool mechanics behind it. I think it's fun, and I love to collect games myself. And I know that, for example, Guillaume was saying, "Oh, massive sales are bad." I think sometimes they are, but as long as it's fun and people are happy about it, it's just getting more games out there and popularizing gaming and then introducing some people to gaming because the price is good. And we are talking here about, because if you look at it from like a purely Western market standpoint, this $5.99 or $9.99 we offer for the older games, it's easy, it's cheap. But if you look at poorer countries, which we were discussing before, sometimes the sale is the only moment when a lot of these users that they're able to afford these games. So I think it's cool.
Someone's asking for the Insomnia sale stats. I'm not sure what stats you want to publish. I do believe that we were, for that one day, the first day, was it Insomnia sale? Will be spiked up to be one of the top 50 or 500 biggest websites on Alexa? Was that
Or 5,000 or something.
I think it was
Whatever,
one of
Power
the
10.
giveaways. The giveaways.
Oh, that was right. That was not for Insomnia. That was for
No, I mean,
Dungeon Keep.
we don't have any data on hand to share, but the Insomnia sale was vastly popular, and the best proof is that I bought like 5 games and spent 1 hour watching the bar going there. So it was cool. It was a game. And in the result of the game, you were getting games. I think it was kind of cool, and everybody loved it. And hopefully, there will be more.
When
There may.
data-wise, because whenever we do like a big promo, there's always this huge spike when the website, it's like, the traffic goes by a factor of 100 even. In case of Insomnia sale, that was a really funny thing because that spike just like was sustained for pretty much the whole period. So people there were like all the time just checking the games, and it's really funny because we actually had people in the office who coded that promo, who knew what games will be next, and they were still like looking at the screen and
because you wanted to know how
I
fast.
just wanted to see how fast it goes and how it changes and how people are buying it. So it was really crazy. It really worked for us. So it got us hooked on the promo. So the question is it coming back? Should we say something? Should it come back?
I would never say never. We're obviously, if you've been paying attention to GOG for the last since Christmas, we've been doing something interesting each month as far as the sale. We did the look of the Irish promo was back in March, and then we
I got 10 games. I didn't like any of them.
And
it's a good deal though.
it was a good deal. That'd be $20. And then we had what did we have? We had the Battle of the Game. That's right, with the last one. So we're doing cool things. Some of them are big successes. Some of them are less successful. I've seen questions asking about doing some pay what you want bundles. We did a bundle for Interplay games a long time ago. And the fact that we haven't done another one since then is mostly because we didn't think it was as awesome as we hoped it would be. So games that you see showing up for a sale again, or a sale that you see showing up again, is one that we're like, wow, people like this, we like this, everyone had fun.
Actually, I think the most important thing, we believe that buying games should be also fun. And if we can turn buying games into a game,
you gamify gaming purchasing, which is the best gamification. I don't know, whatever. We're coming up close toward the end of the stream. We've got about 10 minutes left. I did see a question, do we back games on Kickstarter? I just passed 25 projects with Starcrawlers, which is it's like Legend of Grimrock in space. So that's, yes, I do definitely. I actually did a survey around the office a couple months ago. Collectively, people in the marketing, PR, business development, and product teams have more than 100 different projects we've backed on Kickstarter. None of them are officially from GOG. It's just us saying, hey, this is awesome. Although I won't lie to you, I have gone to our business development team and said, this game on Kickstarter looks awesome, but I've already backed 3 this month. Will we get it on GOG so I can not spend more money backing this
bastard.
You're the only one doing that.
So what I'll do is I'll put $1 just